Welcome to another tutorial on Make the Cut and Zing. Basically, what we're going to cover in this tutorial are very basic steps to get you started on using your program. Now, I always start any type of project by starting with saving it and giving it a name. This way, if our power gets interrupted, I can always go back to it and not lose all the work that I've already done. You would be surprised how many times that happens to people. And because it's happened to myself, I actually take those precautions. Alright, so I'm going to go over to the file, hit Save As, and I'm going to name my project. And in this case, by default, it's already named MTC Project 1 or 2 or 3. In this case, I'm going to change it. I'm going to call it Tutorial Basics. And I press Save. The next thing we're going to talk about is that red bar that you see on your mat. What that is called is a caret, and basically what that does is that it's going to let you know the size of the image that you're going to import on your mat. So in this case, it could be text font or a import basic shapes. If you look on your right hand corner on your main toolbar again, you're going to see that I have that caret size to 1 inch. So anything I import is going to be on my mat 1 inch. So I'm going to show you a visual of what that's going to look like. There you go. Now if I were to change that caret size, and let's say I change it over to 2 inches. If I do that process again, whatever I import is going to be at 2 inches. Now the snap position is a little tricky to explain, so I'm going to be a little more visual with that. If you go to your main toolbar again, you're going to see that you have here a little drop box, and it says no snapping, and it starts from 1 inch and goes all the way down to 1 1/28 of an inch. Now basically what this does is, if you take a look over at these squares, when I move them, kind of moves them specifically from one square to the other. I can't really go in between those squares. But if I go into that snap position and I say, listen, I'm going to put you at 1 1/64th of an inch, I am allowed to move more freely within those squares. So the more accurate you want to get, you really want to then have this snap position to either 1/64th of an inch or 1 1/28 of an inch. Here you go again. See how it allows me to move within the squares a lot more freely. Another great feature that Make the Cut has is that if you look inside your toolbar, it says Show Circles. If you click on that, it will give you a series of circles within your mat. Now, us as cake decorators or sugar artists, it's a great visual for us to be able to see how whatever it is that we're making is going to look on a cake. And you will have as an option to look at how is it going to look up to a 12-inch round. And I think that this is a very helpful tool to just visualize how that is really going to look on the actual cake. This is Carolina Lara, and I hope that this tutorial helps you with your basics on getting started with your Zing. Happy zinging, everyone.